The little girl was barefoot in the snow, her small hands trembling as she clutched a broken white cane, calling out for a father who could no longer hear her. Cars passed. People stared. Some slowed. None stopped. Until one man with empty pockets and a heavy heart slammed his rusted truck into park and ran toward her without a second thought. Her name was Lily Hawthorne. At just 9 years old, she was already famous in certain circles, not for beauty or talent, but for tragedy. She was the blind daughter of real estate tycoon Victor Hawthorne, a billionaire whose face appeared on magazines and billboards across the country. He owned towers of glass and steel, private jets, and more wealth than most people could imagine. What he could not buy, however, was his daughter's sight. And on that freezing winter night, he couldn't protect her either. Across town, in a quiet, rundown neighborhood where the streetlights flickered and the paint peeled from every porch, lived Ben Carter and his 6-year-old son, Noah. Ben had once dreamed of becoming an engineer. Life had other plans. His wife died from a sudden illness 3 years earlier, leaving him with hospital bills, crushing debt, and a child who woke up crying for his mother almost every night. Ben worked 2 jobs, construction by day, warehouse shifts by night, and still barely kept the lights on. Some weeks, dinner was canned soup shared in silence. That night, Ben was driving home after a brutal 12-hour shift, his hands aching, eyes burning with exhaustion. Snow fell thick and fast, blurring the road. His heater barely worked. His phone had died hours earlier. All he wanted was to crawl into bed beside his sleeping son and forget the world for a few hours. Then he saw her, a small figure, stumbling at the edge of the icy road. No coat, no shoes, just thin clothes soaked through by snow and wind. Ben slammed the brakes and skidded to a stop, heart pounding. He jumped out, nearly slipping on black ice as he rushed toward her. Hey, sweetheart. He called gently. Are you okay? The girl flinched at the sound of his voice and raised her hands defensively. Please don't leave me, she whispered. I can't see. I lost my daddy. Those words hit Ben like a punch to the chest. He wrapped his jacket around her shaking shoulders without hesitation. She was ice cold, hypothermia cold. He picked her up as if she weighed nothing and carried her to the truck. Inside, with the heater on full blast and his hands shaking almost as badly as hers, he tried to get answers. Her name, Lily. Her father. They had been in a car accident on the highway nearby. She remembered the sound of crashing metal, the smell of smoke, someone telling her to get out and wait by the road. And then, nothing, just cold, and fear, and waiting. Ben didn't think. He didn't calculate. He simply drove toward the nearest hospital. What he didn't know was that every police station, hospital, and news outlet in the city was already on high alert. Victor Hawthorne's armored SUV had been struck by a drunk driver. The driver was dead at the scene. Victor had been rushed into emergency surgery. His daughter, missing. By the time Ben reached the hospital, Lily was unconscious with a dangerously low body temperature. Doctors rushed her into emergency care. Ben stood in the hallway with bloody knuckles from gripping the edge of the counter too hard, praying silently to a God he wasn't sure he still believed in. Hours passed. When Lily finally stabilized, chaos erupted. Armed security flooded the wing. Police questioned everyone. Nurses whispered. And then Victor Hawthorne himself was wheeled down the corridor, pale, barely alive, his arm in a cast, searching blindly for a daughter he could not see but felt disappearing from his life. When he learned that his child had been brought in by a stranger, a poor, exhausted man from across town, he demanded to see him. Ben stood in a borrowed sweater, boots still wet with melting snow, when the billionaire's wheelchair stopped in front of him. The two men stared at each other, one wrapped in wealth and influence, the other in grief and calloused hands. You saved my daughter, Victor said, his voice breaking. Ben nodded awkwardly. Anyone would have done the same. Victor shook his head. No, they wouldn't. The media exploded with the story by morning. Footage from a traffic camera showed Lily alone on the snowy roadside. Dozens of cars drove past. Then Ben's rusted truck stopped. The internet called him a hero. But heroism didn't pay Ben's bills. Days later, when Lily was discharged, Victor invited Ben and Noah to his estate. It felt like stepping into another world. Heated floors, chandeliers, walls lined with art worth more than Ben's entire life. Noah clutched his father's hand, wide-eyed. Lily recognized Ben's voice instantly and rushed to him, wrapping her arms around his waist. "You came back," she said. "I told you I would," Ben replied softly. Victor watched from a distance, something heavy stirring in his chest. In the weeks that followed, Victor offered Ben money. A lot of it, more than Ben had ever seen. Enough to erase his debts, buy a house, change everything. Ben refused. "I didn't help Lily for money," he said quietly. "And I don't want my son growing up thinking kindness has a price tag." Victor was stunned, but the challenges were only beginning. Ben's warehouse job was cut due to company downsizing. Construction slowed due to winter storms. Bills piled up. Noah got sick with pneumonia. Medical costs crushed what little savings Ben had managed to scrape together. Pride became a luxury he could no longer afford. One night, standing in the dark with overdue notices spread across the table, Ben finally broke down and cried. Meanwhile, Lily struggled too. Her accident had left her with severe anxiety. She refused to be alone. Nightmares plagued her sleep. Doctors suggested therapy, new environments, patience. Victor tried everything money could buy, but Lily only asked for one thing. "Can I see Ben again?" So Victor did something else unthinkable. He offered Ben a job, not as a charity case, but as Lily's personal driver and security aide. Ben resisted at first, but Noah needed stability, and Lily needed him too. Slowly, their lives became intertwined. Ben learned the routines of the wealthy world without ever truly belonging to it. Lily trusted him completely, holding his hand wherever they went. Noah, once quiet and withdrawn, began laughing again under Lily's fearless optimism. Two broken families began stitching each other back together. But not everyone welcomed this change. Victor's inner circle whispered. Business partners warned him. A poor man this close to his daughter was a liability. Rumors spread that Ben was after Victor's fortune. Then came the lie. Ben was accused of stealing from the estate. The evidence was planted. Security footage tampered. He was arrested in front of Lily and Noah. Lily screamed as they took him away. Noah stood frozen in terror. Ben lost everything overnight. In the holding cell, he stared at the wall, numb. Not for himself, but for what Lily would feel when he didn't come back. Victor, for the first time in his life, doubted his own judgment. Trust or betrayal, he didn't know which was true. But Lily did. She refused to eat, refused to speak. When Victor asked why, she turned her blind eyes toward him and said, "You don't see people like I do." Ben's heart never lies. Victor reopened the investigation. The truth unraveled fast. Ben was cleared. The real culprit, a trusted executive embezzling millions, was exposed. Victor went to Ben's tiny apartment himself and stood awkwardly in the doorway. "I almost lost the only man my daughter trusts," he said. "And I would have deserved it." Ben didn't yell. He didn't accuse. He simply asked, "Can I see Lily?" The reunion was silent and tear-soaked. From that day on, Victor changed. He rebuilt Ben's life quietly and with dignity, paying off debts, securing a future for Noah's education, offering Ben a permanent role in his company's safety division. Not as a reward, but as recognition. Years passed. Lily grew stronger, braver. Her blindness no longer defined her. It sharpened her empathy. She learned music, fell in love with the piano, performed for audiences who wept without knowing why. Ben rose through the company, respected for his integrity. Noah became a confident young man who never forgot what his father taught him. That love is measured by what you give when no one is watching. And Victor, he became less of a billionaire and more of a father. On the anniversary of the night Lily was lost in the snow, they gathered quietly at the roadside where it all began. No cameras, no press, just a family that had been forged through tragedy and choice. Lily stood between the two men who had saved her life in different ways. One had given her birth and riches. The other had given her warmth in the coldest moment she had ever known. "I was never really lost," she said softly. "I was just being led to where I belonged." And in the quiet falling snow, the poor single dad and the powerful millionaire finally understood the same truth. That the greatest wealth in the world is found not in what you own, but in who you refuse to abandon when it matters most.